Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we are going to be talking about finding the right loctician for your locks. Now, I find that this topic is very important, especially when you're first starting out. And I keep on just going back to when I first started out. These things I never thought about. It wasn't really around for me to know about, and looking back on it, hindsight, it's so important. And of course it depends on which road you're going down in terms of whether you decide to just maintain your hair yourself completely and just retwist it yourself or interlock it yourself, etc. But if you're looking for that extra help, then definitely taking time to think about the right loctician is so key and so important. So this one is so important. I think it's the most important thing and can easily get overlooked. Now that is finding a loctician that specializes in locks. Now I say that because there are so many natural hair shops, you know, hair shops that hairdressers that specialize, or salons that specialize in natural hair, and that's fine, that's great. But there have been so many instances where I think, okay, great, you specialize in natural hair, fantastic. They can do afro hair, they can do cornrows and everything like that. And sometimes I even specifically asked, and there was one occasion very recently, they were selling the product and they were talking about it works on natural hair and stuff like that. And I said, oh, so your salon, do you specialize in locks as well? Oh yes, we specialize in locks too. I went on their website, and their list of you know, treatments or things that they do, their services that they provide, didn't have locks on there. There wasn't locks. I mean, it had braids, it had weaves, it had cornrows, everything like that, but it didn't have locks. And for me, that screams alarm bells. You need to find someone who specializes in locks. And I would even go as far as saying they specialize in locks and then they also do natural hair, rather than they are a natural hair salon or hairdresser and they also do locks, because locks are actually different. It is not the same as cornrow or extensions or anything like that. There's so much care and maintenance that goes into locks, in caring for locks, in starting locks, in maintaining locks, that you need someone who actually knows what they're doing, and that's what they specialize in. Locks first, natural hair after that. I recall one time when I was at university, and I was in university that was in the sticks, more or less. It wasn't a urban area, so to speak, so therefore there were hardly any, you know, black hair shops and anything like that. But I did manage to find a black hairdresser who wasn't too far from where I lived, and she was a natural hairdresser, and she said that she's done locks before. So I thought, okay, I'll go check you out, because to be honest, I have no other choice other than do it myself, but I just wanted someone else to do my hair. And it's just in terms of the technique that she was using, okay, I'm just singling her out, and that's why I find that if you go to a loctician, it will be different, whereby a technique such as she would retwist my hair whilst it was dry. So after she'd finished washing my hair and everything, she went to then blow dry it and then retwist. And for me, I've always, whether I'm doing it myself or going to a loctician, they always retwist my hair whilst it's wet. So small things like that, where if you don't specialize in locks, then you're kind of missing out that kind of technique. So that's why I'm really honing in, when you're looking for a loctician, find someone who specializes in locks, especially if you're going to a salon, and then natural hair second, because just because they're a natural hair specialist doesn't necessarily mean they cater for locks. Okay, another thing is, when you find a loctician, find someone who listens. And by listening, I mean someone, whether it's your first time you're starting out locks, or whether you have locks for a long time, and you're sitting in that chair, you know what you're doing. You just need someone who will listen to what you have to say, how you would like your locks to be, and they actually take that on board. Too many times, I hold my hands up. I am quite, you know, particular when it comes to my locks. I like my locks looking a certain way. And so when I go to the hairdresser, I'm that kind of person. Yeah, I bring all my products and things like that, you know, I'm that kind of person. That's because I know my hair, or I know my hair to a certain degree anyway, and I know what works, and I know what works and will suit me. So I need someone who won't get offended if I, you know, have something to say about my locks, how I want it to look, whatever issues I'm going through with my hair at the moment. I want them to really take that on board and listen to what I have to say before they go wild in my hair. Another thing that I would say is quite important is sticking to one loctician if you can. And I say that because everyone is totally different, whether they specialize in locks or not. Everyone is uniquely different, and they do hair the certain way. Whether they palm roll or anything like that, they will do it in a certain way. This could be if they're left-handed or right-handed. It could be anything. But just sticking to that one loctician if you can. Yes, you might want to look around. It might take some time to find the perfect one, but once you do find that person, try and stick to that person, because they will know your hair, they will get to know your hair, they will know what works, they will let you know any warning signs that are coming up. And again, that's another point I'm going to get to. But also they will stick to one method or one way of retwisting your hair, so that it doesn't just, you know, cause damage to your hair, or, you know, make your hair sort of grow or form in a different way. So if you can, find one loctician and stick with them. So another one to think about is quite similar to the whole specializing in locks, but finding someone who knows about hair. Now, when I say that, I mean hair health, and, you know, knowing the warning signs of breakage or anything that you're lacking in terms of nutrients that, you know, affects even the texture of your hair. And that is so key, and that is so important, because I've been in instances where I just go to the hair salon, we, you know, have a bit of a chat or whatever, or sometimes sit in silence, depending on the nature, and all they do is just retwist your hair and then you pay them and then you go. Whereas for all you know, your hair could be in serious need of help and damage and crying out for help, but all they're interested in really is just retwisting it and just letting you go on your way, or not giving it that proper care that it needs. Does it need retwisting, or would it be better to catch all those loose ends and interlocking it the right way, telling you, you know what, you could be lacking in iron right now, probably go and see your nutritionist, and, you know, that kind of help and support, rather than just retwisting your hair and letting you go. It's really good to know, to try and find someone who understands hair health, really, and that's not just locks, but that's just hair health in general. Ideally they would know that, because hopefully they'll be trained in that, but not everyone is, especially when it comes to natural hair and afro hair. It's so different, and, you know, it just needs that extra care and tender love. So find someone who also knows or has some knowledge of hair health that can help you along the way. And another key thing to think about when you are finding the right loctician is getting to know what type of products they use. And by that I mean, there's some locticians who use gel, there's some locticians who use beeswax, and there's some locticians who just, you know, I don't know, use their own products. They make up their own products themselves, and this is all trial and error really, and that's why I tend to bring my own products with me. And that's simply because most of the time I find that when I do use products from the salon, it leaves my hair really itchy. I get so much dandruff and so much build up that it just doesn't work for me, even if it is their natural products that they use and that they make. I just find that there's reassurance knowing that I've brought my own products, and that goes hand in hand with them understanding that and making you feel comfortable enough to bring your own products. There was one time actually my sister told me that the loctician that was doing her hair actually liked when customers brought their own products, because that showed that they actually are invested in their hair. They've taken the time to know what works for their hair and what is best for their hair, and she feels that she prefers that when the customers bring in their own products. So it's okay to bring in your own products, and so feel comfortable to do that. Also, if you'd rather use their products just to see what works in your hair, make sure you know what works in their, what products they use, so then that it just works right for your hair. So guys, those are my tips for finding the right loctician. I think I gave about 5 tips there, so I really hope that you have learned something and it has really given you a bit of insight into finding a loctician if that is the route you want to go down. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel for more, and also leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. See you. Bye.